Why is Salil Tripathi coming to the defense of Sunitha Vishwanath of Hindus for Human Rights, saying that she is not associated with Soros? Why is suddenly Soros becoming a radioactive material? Well, to find out the truth behind this and to know a little bit more about even more damaging revelations, let's take a quick look at this slide deck. We all know who Salil Tripathi is. For some time, he was also associated with Amnesty International, which has now been found of FCRA violations in India. So we know that part. So they can no longer get the FCRA contributions from other countries. So that's already known. So let's take a look at why Mr. Tripathi says that his friend Sunitha Vishwanath is not an associate. This is a white lie. Why? I mean, I have done tomes of information about how Sunitha Vishwanath, you see her here sitting with Rahul Gandhi. This was on the 1st of June in the Hindus. This is in the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. You also saw her protesting when Modi came visiting a couple of weeks later. So you know all these things. And she and her husband, whose name is Stefan Shaw, he runs something equivalent to HFHR in Israel. And I've shown you the comparison. Each company in the Israeli outfit has an equivalent in Hindus for Human Rights, and these people are now beginning to make a lot of noise in India. So what is the reason for Salil Tripathi to try and say that Sunitha is not a part of Soros gang? Well, whenever something like that happens, we have the open source 𝝻𝙗, which digs in, and they found this trove of information and proof that proves beyond doubt that Sunitha Vishwanath was always, I mean, since like 2006 or even earlier than that, has been part of an entity which has been funded by George Soros. So see here, she was the associate director of the Soros Reproductive Health and is at Columbia University. So I can go on and on about how much we have unearthed. There's another episode where I talked about both Sunitha Vishwanath and Stefan Shaw, giving you the parallel organizational structure, how Soros has formed both of these entities. Now, that is Salil Tripathi, himself is also a beneficiary of Soros funds, where he was the chair of PEN International Writers and Prison Committee funded by Soros as restricted funds for democratic practices. See here, this is the funding information. They got $14,520. And we compared that with what was available in Open Society Foundation. So you can see the amount is $20,000. So here, this is saying $14,520. So I am assuming, because this is a European or UK based foundation, that the currency is slightly off, but in dollars it is $20,000. So whatever organizations that Salil has worked, they have also been part of Soros. And now, what about this one? Here you have another entity called the UK Executive Committee of Commonwealth Human Rights Initiative. And it has received a whopping $466,000 from Open Society Foundation. So you see here, this is the awarded grant, 400, and you have two grants. If you total them up, you get this total of $466,678 from Open Society Foundation. So this asks the bigger question: why is Mr. Tripathi and in turn his good friend Sunitha Vishwanath, they are trying to disassociate themselves from Soros? What is coming down the pipeline in India? I am very curious to know. Here you can see that Mr. Tripathi worked as researcher at Amnesty International, United Kingdom from 1999 to 2006. And you know that in 2020, Amnesty India's FCRA licenses were cancelled for violating FCRA norms. So this is where things stand today. The more they try to deny that they are not part of the Soros organization, that they are not part of Soros's malicious group which tries to see if it can break the barriers around India to try and bring down India, the more we can find proof that they were indeed the mouthpieces of Soros Foundation, Soros's benevolence and Soros's generosity. So we leave it to you whether You think that we did a good job in explaining or proving that all these loudmouths all go back to the same Gangotri, George Soros' foundation. I don't know what that man has. I mean, he's actually banned in Hungary, the place he was born. He can't even go back to his country of birth. Anyway, some unscrupulous elements like to do all these things, and now I don't know what's going to happen. His son is equally passionate about doing whatever he was doing, and this is just going to be more and more of such things. Well, whatever it is our duty to tell you that this is what it is, and you can help us by sharing, liking and subscribing to our channel if you have not already done so, and please click on the bell button